Breaking news! It seems as though something major is about to happen for the Naruto and Boruto franchise. Honestly, this is a very pleasant surprise and I'm very excited to talk about this because of course y'all know it's been quite some time since we've had anything Naruto related, and there's been so much that has been circulating for a while now regarding what the future of the Naruto franchise is, and of course what the future of the Boruto franchise anime in particular has in store. In case you missed it, it was roughly around last year that we had finally gotten an update regarding the Naruto OVA specials that were in the works for quite some time. A while back we were supposed to get those Naruto OVA special episodes, and well, it seemed like Studio Pierrot had gone back to the drawing board, so to speak, because as they were about to release, essentially there was an update that they were going to go back and improve the quality of those episodes. And while fans patiently waited for it, it was kind of for a while without any sort of word circulating on what was up with, you know, the future of these episodes. And then of course on the Boruto TV anime side of things, people have been waiting for quite some time for the return of it after the anime went off air a while back as well. Then it was fairly recent that we got the update that seemingly the Naruto OVA specials had completed production, meaning that they already had them, they're ready to go. And then we even got an update after the fact saying that the Naruto OVA specials would be arriving sometime in 2026, possibly in the latter half. So for those that tuned into this video and are thinking like this is just simply an update regarding the Naruto OVA specials, well, you might be wrong in that aspect. And of course, before we continue, hit that subscribe button and that bell so you get notified on anything and everything in the world of anime and manga news. Likewise, if you think that this is just simply about Two Blue Vortex, because again, this is Naruto and Boruto related, because news came in that apparently, well, let's read. Naruto new anime project is still in works according to Chinese government in Lijiang County. Huahan Animation Studio is working on animation orders likely outsourced for Naruto and One Piece. Now this studio in particular is responsible for high budgeted One Piece stuff, including the One Piece anime remake that is currently going on right now at Wit Studios. And if you've seen any of what that is supposed to look like, it looks incredible and it's, you know, faithful to the source material, so it's seemingly that these people know what they're doing. However, getting this update regarding Naruto, which word is also circulating that apparently Boruto new anime project is in works as well according to the Chinese government in Lijiang County, then it seems as though this studio is not only focusing in on One Piece, but they have their hands in Naruto. But what does this all mean, considering that we had word that again those Naruto OVAs were done, you know, the production was completed and we were headed towards a 2026 release? Well, it could mean a couple different things. It could actually mean that those Naruto OVAs were in fact not completed and that they are actually going back to the drawing board, potentially remaking these things. Because the thing about it is that when these Naruto OVAs were originally supposed to come out, it was literally the week of that their release was to happen that ultimately all of a sudden Studio Pierrot had decided that they wanted to go back and actually try to improve the quality of things, which means that they were very far in production. Like those Naruto OVAs were ready to go, so to speak. They were damn near, you know, to completion, because if they had even press releases that week in that issue of Weekly Shonen Jump that it was happening with even some screenshots of the actual episode, that means that they were ready to go. So hearing this news, it could possibly be that they actually remade those Naruto OVAs from the ground up, or they extended them, or they turned it into something totally different. Legit, it could mean that they actually decided to go a different route entirely and turn these Naruto OVAs into some immaculate theatrical experience, so to speak, basically turning it into a film. It could be that they're actually remaking them. It could be that they're extending them, because again, if they were ready to go back then and they just wanted to increase the quality, and then we get an update after the fact that they're already done and they're coming out in 2026, then how much more work needs to be done? Which leads me to the possible second outcome, that maybe this has nothing to do with the Naruto new OVAs, so to speak. And again, this is all opinion based, so you know, take it for what it is. But we did have hints a while back regarding that Naruto anime remake. I believe it was for an anniversary that they put out this special with many scenes from the original Naruto anime remade, and and essentially, you know, just higher quality in today's animation. This could possibly be that Studio Pierrot decided to go another route in terms of the fact that maybe those Naruto OVAs are completed, and this Naruto project that they're working on right now has to do with maybe a Naruto anime remake, which would make a lot of sense simply because right now where we're at with this franchise and this IP as a whole, well, you gotta know that at the end of the day, this is all, of course, going up to business. And coming from one of the most financial successes of all time regarding the Naruto franchise for Shonen Jump, it's legit one of their biggest properties, right? Like outside of like a One Piece or a Dragon Ball, Naruto is somewhere in that range of being, you know, one of their most biggest, we're not gonna call it cash cows, but ultimately one of their most profitable series. Even to this point, despite the fact that the Naruto TV anime of Shippuden has been off air for quite some time, it still makes a lot of money. TV Tokyo reports their revenue aspects every year, and Naruto and Boruto top the list constantly. So where we're at with the franchise right now, and again, I'm kind of putting them both together, but we obviously know that they're separate entities, but they're still under the same of the Naruto franchise. Essentially, we know where the state of the franchise is right now. Essentially, we get a monthly Boruto chapter, which is for the most part keeping this franchise afloat and keeping this franchise as a whole relevant. Regardless of what anybody would like to say about the Boruto series, it's carrying the franchise on its back right now. But then that begs the question, okay, where do the higher ups want to go with this whole thing if they plan to take this franchise to its glory days in terms of the massive success that this franchise has seen? And honestly, a Naruto remake anime would definitely be something major that everybody would check out, because regardless of what, whether you've seen Naruto or you haven't, a Naruto anime remake with today's technology, with today's art and animation style would be one of the biggest ways to get people to come back to the franchise. It would reinvigorate both titles, so to speak, because older fans would come back, it would be discovered by newer fans, and at the same time they'd be like, oh wait a minute, the journey continues on after Naruto into this whole new Boruto story, and based on what we know up to Blue Vortex, that it's a very high quality story, fans would be very much so intrigued to get into that one as well. So if this indicates any sort of aspect regarding going into the Naruto anime with a remake, this would be one of the best tickets to do it, considering that the studio again is seemingly trustworthy based on them working on titles like this One Piece Wit remake that looks incredible from what we've seen. This could actually be the way to go forward for the Naruto and Boruto franchise. And at the same time, again, if potentially this studio is working on the Boruto anime simultaneously with Naruto, then it would be wins all around for the franchise, because it was just a few days prior to the recording of this video that we got the big announcement that that animator that had done some work on some of the previous stuff in Boruto, who also happened to be located in China, was actually coming on board for the Boruto anime. Therefore, there's a high possibility that Studio Pierrot, the Naruto and Boruto franchise, is getting a lot of outsourcing from these Chinese developers, these Chinese companies, these Chinese animators, to make sure that they go in a direction that is the best possible outcome for the entirety of Boruto and Naruto. Again, this could simply be in the ballpark of them updating those Naruto OVAs, which still is a big win if they're actually putting this much time and care into actually making these things a high quality product. That means that they want to utilize these Naruto OVAs for something special, again, to probably help interest in the Boruto anime upon its return. But regardless of what, the fact that there's still work being done on the Naruto IP in one way or another clearly indicates that the studios higher up, so to speak, Shueisha and all them, have plans indeed for this franchise to go where it needs to be. At the end of the day, regardless of what anybody wants to say, this franchise is one of the biggest in the entire world when it comes to anime and manga, and it deserves all the benefits. It deserves to get a high quality product. It deserves to be getting, well, all the good things that's to come. And if Studio Pierrot is really outsourcing to make sure that they make the best thing possible, then I think all the fans are really in for a major treat. Curious what you guys think about all this though. Do you think that this is leaning more towards the Naruto anime OVAs, that they decided, even though we were already confirmed that episodes were essentially completed in production, they kind of decided to go back again into those things? Is this a Naruto remake anime entirely, or is this something totally different? Maybe they're working on a Naruto movie. It could very well be that they've decided, you know what, we're gonna make a new Naruto movie, and it could be taking place in Naruto, it could be taking place in Naruto Shippuden, it could be in the last, it could be anywhere, because this franchise has a long-standing history. And your thoughts on, considering we've recently got the news of the Chinese animator that has done incredible work on Boruto in the past coming on board, and now in combination in unison with this news, essentially less of a question and more so of a statement, the fact that, well, it seems like the higher ups are really deciding this time around to invest in the Boruto franchise and give it the proper proper love and attention that it deserves. That's all I have for this one. I'm Tim. As always, people, have an awesome day. Peace in.